All right, we're live. Welcome to Startup TNT Community Pitch Night for December, kicking off the holiday season in style with our friends from Fuse42. We love to do this type of thing at Startup TNT. Our philosophy is have fun, make friends, build companies. We meet every single week. I was just trying to think which week it is. I think it's week like 82. Wow, 82 weeks of TNT, something like that. And I'm really happy tonight. We've got the guys from Fuse42 joining us. They got a few of the companies that they work with in their accelerator, going to give us a little pitch, and we're all going to hang out on Discord afterwards. I will, before we get started, give a quick notification to anyone who's watching from around the world. We've got some really cool events planned for 2021. I think we're going to make a formal announcement about one of them next week. Stay tuned. Meanwhile, I'm going to hand it off to Travis, somebody I met at, you guessed it, Startup TNT. Travis, take it away.
Where else? Yeah. My name's Travis. I'm from Fuse42. I'm here with my partner, Colin Christensen. We want to thank Startup TNT for bringing us on. This whole process has been super easy to co-host with you guys. It's been, it's really great. And what you guys are doing in the Alberta ecosystem is fantastic. And I know that you're looking for, if there are any other potential co-hosts in the future that are looking to do similar events like this, we definitely encourage that because this whole process has been great. It's super easy and there's some fantastic stuff happening in Alberta. So Colin, I'll pass it off to you and we can get the night started.
Thanks, Travis. Yeah, and Yasmin, amazing job, man. Holy, you run a tight ship that's incredible, super encouraging. And then, Zach just brings the energy like no tomorrow. And I'm telling you, man, like free beer delivered to your door. I think this is like, it needs to be a national holiday on beer delivery day. Like this is the greatest thing ever. And so we're pretty excited because we have an opportunity to share some of what we've been doing. And it's just a little bit outside the regular stuff that Startup TNT is doing. And Startup TNT is expanding. It's doing amazing things. I'm one of the biggest fans in the sense that this, to me, knowing ecosystems is one of the most important things going on out there in the ecosystem right now. So I'm super excited to be a part of it, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So we've got a bunch of pitches that are kind of coming from a little bit outside of that circle, kind of creating this little bit of a Venn diagram and bringing some guys into the forefront that you might not have seen or heard of before. But I want to encourage you to listen in, to check these guys out. They're all amazing. I'm going to introduce each one. They got 3 minutes. We're going to ask some questions of them, and then we're going to barrel to the next one. We're just going to zip through all of these like crazy. And the first guys up are going to be, Michael. Well, Michael's always ready. Michael's the cool guy in the hat, and he's got obviously some confidence to be up there. Probably the best looking guy in the room today. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, but I love the hat and the hair. It's great. All right. I'll hand it over to you, Michael. You can screen share when you're ready and go for it.
Sure. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for the invite. And here we go. So did you know that if you smoke cannabis, your penis will shrink? Now, that is not accurate, but it's exactly what I was told about coffee as a young child. And because of that, I haven't had a cup to this day. We live in a world where misinformation can change the course of history. That's why we believe the unimpaired truth can have positive effects on the world. My name is Michael Colburn, Solutions Architect and CEO of Neobi, where cannabis and technology become harmonized. I've spent the better part of a decade building applications for Fortune 500 companies. From over $1 million in revenue, we were able to explore other areas of interest like cannabis. So we built a marketplace called Bud City, which connected vendors to customers, but it wasn't sustainable based on the laws at the time. So we pivoted towards data. Neobi was born, and for the past 3 years, we've been extracting and transforming Canada data into usable information. We believe that truth, integrity, and accuracy is the basis behind all logical decision-making, and living by that mantra gives our customers confidence. Now, without getting too nerdy, this is how the Neobi brain works. The industry is very fragmented right now with every province doing something different. So the job of the brain is to clean or normalize that information into structured format using in-house software and machine learning. Neobi taps into thousands of sources, hosting everything from provincial catalogs to illicit, recreational, and wholesale. Nobody in the industry is tracking the illicit market like Neobi. which will prove to be highly valuable as regulators and the Chamber of Commerce try to move customers towards the legal market. We're also very humbled to be data custodians on the panel for M Cannabis with Alberta Innovates. Those partners will use our medicinal data to provide real-world evidence of cannabis as a medicine. Very cool initiative. Check out all the projects at Alberta Innovates. And down bottom, you'll see sales, which we are able to track through our proprietary algorithm. Unlike competitors who pay upwards of $15,000 to get a single location sales for 1 month, we can do it in a few lines of code. Now, our latest product, the Neobi dashboard, provides business intelligence to the industry. We have a company who wants to license this software so it can be embedded on their site, which provides value to their financial clients. Thanks to this, powered by Neobi, is a trademark we will see on NASDAQ and Bloomberg financial sites. Now, as the saying goes, start low and go slow, which is what we've been doing over the past year, keeping costs low while building an amazing team, each with their own competencies. Now, we're not here tonight to ask for anything specific, just to network and meet like-minded people. Thank you so much for your attention, and I would love to answer any questions you may have.
Well, I'll start with, holy crap, Michael. I mean, not only way to start the intro, I had no idea that cannabis was so effective on your system there, but thanks for that heads up. Great pitch, man. Holy, I haven't seen it in a long while now, but it's really looking good. Really great to see it together. You guys got any questions? Anything in particular you want to ask?
Hey, Michael, how are you tracking illicit data? How do you gather data on the illicit market?
So we have lots of wholesale and recreational sources, which comes from the gray, or what we call legacy or illicit. So we're just tapping in. We build some custom robots that pull down that data, extract it, and then transform it. And then we have the secret sauce, which allows us to kind of track the sales that are ongoing on e-commerce sites.
Okay. And what you mentioned a project with Alberta Innovates. Is that a collaboration you're doing with them for the medicinal use?
Yeah, that's a great initiative. Yeah, so we're on the board with a bunch of doctors and other great companies who have data. So we're the custodians of that project, and then you basically just find business development opportunities, link us up with clinicians, and then we provide medicinal data so they can do their research.
And then is the dashboard that you showed at the end, is that the real revenue generator for you guys?
That's the real revenue generator. That's one of our biggest streams because we license that out to people. And we also have a consultancy stream that we go in and implement it.
And you mentioned Bloomberg. So are you currently partnering with Bloomberg, or is that on the roadmap to build a partnership with Bloomberg in the future?
So our latest partnership is with a local company, and they are currently on Bloomberg. So when we provide them data, it's going to be stamped on all their charts and graphs.
Okay.
And is this nationwide, Michael, or are you guys focusing on Alberta currently, or
we're focusing on Canada currently, but we're going to be moving into the States soon enough.
Awesome.
And so with that, I mean, you have some big names in Canada kind of coming after it. I mean, from what I understand, some of the government. We've got your really a big part of what you were doing the last time I talked with you was the APIs and being able to plug into all of that. And that's really continuing to be a focus for you.
Yeah, so the API did generate some initial revenue for us, which we were able to bootstrap the next part of our development phase. But we've kind of moved away with that because it's not providing the revenue that we like, and there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, I love your solutions, and it's like I said, it's looking great. Well, that's awesome, Michael. Definitely stick around. More people can ask questions to Michael later in the whatever you call that thing, Discord play.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
Happy hour. That's right. That keeps going there. So next we're going to go to Dro and Demir. Demir's got a great thing, and it's actually kind of slightly just on the other side of that coin. So take it away, Demir. Go ahead, share your screen, and off you go.
Thank you. Yeah, so I hope you guys are all staying safe, sane, and sanitized during these crazy times. So as mentioned before, my name is Demir Knezvik. I'm the CEO and founder of Dro. It's a cannabis marketplace that aims to be an ecosystem for the industry to host retailers, licensed producers, and vendors all on one platform that abides by federal and provincial regulations. So before you embark on something like this, you have to understand the problems that you're solving. For the licensed producers, they're missing out on key product information in certain markets such as Alberta just because of how the supply chain is configured. For the retailers, they're having issues getting the attention they need to their stores because the space is so competitive and the marketing regulations that are imposed on them. And finally, the customer suffers the most because they're operating on a lack of information. So a quick contrast between two industries. So today you walk into a liquor store and you pick a bottle up off the shelf and you go and pay for it. This is not the case with cannabis. You walk into a store, everything's under lock and key. There's a gatekeeper / bud tender that you tell them what you'd like, and you have to base your decision on a printed out spreadsheet menu, which just doesn't do. This is where Dro comes in. We partner with retailers and integrate them onto the platform and offer customers a live menu to choose from. So now they can view products, the pictures that they have, weight, THC, prices, all the information that's key to them, and they can set pickup orders. Everything's ready and waiting for them before they even set foot in the store. So the value Dro brings is way beyond what you see on this slide. One thing I want to emphasize is the collaborative marketing, and this goes far beyond just sponsored ads on social media. This is community-led initiatives to help end the stigma around cannabis and make it as socially accepted as alcohol is today. So there's a few regulations we abide by. We don't sell, ship, or deliver anything. All of our payments are handled in store, as well as there's an age gating tool in place. So there's a huge market opportunity. As a whole, the industry is worth $2.5 billion, projected to be $4.1 billion next year. Over 40% of the retailers in Canada are in Alberta alone, and Albertans made 1.2 million transactions in September. Dro as a company has some momentum going behind it. We learned a lot from our prototype we finished late last year. We are starting to build out our fully customized platform, and I'm happy to announce we actually partnered with our first retail chain this week. So in summary, we tirelessly searched for the pain points in the industry and built a platform around the wants and needs of customers, retailers, and licensed producers. There's a heavy emphasis on marketing because we believe that there needs to be cultural reform so cannabis can be just as accepted as alcohol. And finally, there's an MVP in place that is hosting retailers, facilitating orders, which will be replaced by an even bigger platform early next year. So with that, I want to thank you guys for your time. Again, my name is Demir Knezvik, and check us out at getdro.ca. Thank you.
You guys are killing it on the schedule.
Yeah,
nice work.
Tight. It's awesome and great work. Again, I'm a massive fan of beautiful slides, and man, you got some mouth-watering shots of cannabis going on there. That's pretty good. So
Thank you.
I love the shopping cart too. That's great, which is kind of right.
I was fired up when I saw that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
No, this is great. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. How the heck did you get into this particular space? Like, you basically built this yourself, you funded it yourself, but I'm loving how you put all this together and where you've gotten in the last while. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so my first experience with the legal market was waiting in line for 3 hours about 2 years ago when on the first day of legalization. And by the end of it, when I got my kind of bag of goodies, I looked into it and they got my order wrong. So from there, I kind of knew that there had to be some sort of technology to create a more seamless, streamlined kind of experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you've really come a long way. It's looking good. So do you have a need right now? Like anybody you really want to be talking to, anything that would really help you on that next step?
Yeah, the biggest thing right now is retailers that we're kind of going on this big campaign to sign on as many as we can. We're in talks with some licensed producers that are already on the market and that are on the verge of entering the market. So we're kind of working on some sort of collaborative deals that can be mutually beneficial. So we're early next year, there's going to be a lot going on for Dro.
Awesome. Questions?
Well, actually, Colin, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
I actually really resonate with one thing you said, which is about the social acceptance of cannabis. We actually had a cannabis-themed TNT like over a year ago, back when we could meet in person. I called it psychedelic TNT. We built tie-dye t-shirts to listen to Grateful Dead. We didn't take psychedelics, but a friend of mine runs a retail shop, brought us some samples that I'm still actually almost like nervous to say, like, can I say that we sampled them? Is that allowed? Because I'm still like, oh no, it's illegal, it's bad, don't use cannabis. But we sampled product. We had a really, really fun, high sensory experience. It was an awesome TNT, really loved it. And yeah, so I can relate to that. I still kind of feel like, oh, don't talk about cannabis
It's very hush hush. And like I said, there needs to be a lot of cultural reform. So that's why I kind of mentioned that community-led initiatives, such as like food drives, just something to kind of end the stigma and not put this kind of branding of lazy stoners around.
Yeah, well, it does smell really strong. My neighbor smokes a lot of weed, and I'm like,
that's fair. The smell is something, but India,
well, we have to have another group come through our accelerator that was doing carbon filters that are really, really good to filter out the smell. So there's lots going on in this industry.
Shout out.
I think I took us over time here. We're looking at like 6 minutes here. Great presentation. You picked us right on time. Good questions. We should probably move on to the next person.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Demir. We're going to go to Aaron Barr. He's going to talk a little bit about the other side of the plant. So I look forward to hearing that. Aaron, go ahead and share your screen if you can, and away we go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aaron Barr. I'm the CEO of Canadian Rockies Hemp Corporation. So moving right into things, because I know we only have a couple minutes here. So Canadian Rockies Hemp Corp is an innovative agribusiness where we specialize in industrial hemp processing. What we're really trying to do is link the missing chain that is currently out there between farmers, manufacturers, and producers for industrial hemp products. We're really trying to form industrial hemp as another rotational crop here in the prairies. Instead of being this hippie niche crop, we're trying to really integrate it as a commodity produced product for a wide range of industries. So why hemp? I'm sure a lot of people know it as the cannabis plant. We're really trying to push forth that this is an agricultural plant. For our actual operation, we don't even need Health Canada licensing to buy hemp, process hemp, or export our hemp products. So a lot of you will know that hemp is cannabis sativa L, but it is under that 0.3% THC, so there is no actual high effect to it. Hemp is the second strongest natural fiber in the world, and actually the second largest biomass producing plant in the world. So with that, you get a wide range of not only performance characteristics, but a large amount of biomass growth that we can produce and therefore put into the hands of manufacturers. So what we're really trying to do is offset a lot of these large carbon emitting raw materials, such as cotton, synthetic fibers, fiberglass materials, and really petroleum-based products, which go into a lot of industries from automotive to technical fibers, to insulation, to textiles, and even getting into the biofuels materials. So what our whole process really is contracting farmers to grow our specific varieties of hemp. Last year, we contracted over 13,000 acres across Alberta, which is a mix of single purpose hemp fiber and dual purpose hemp fiber. With that, it's essentially growing the plant just for fiber or growing the plant for whether it's grain or CBD. So what we do is essentially like a hay farmer, we contract our varieties, we harvest that plants, most of it ourselves. We contract and we have harvest crews that go out and actually perform the full harvest for farmers, or they can perform the harvest if they would like as well. Once that feedstock is then brought into our facility, we go through a process called decortication, which separates the fiber, which is the skin of the plant, from the woody inner core to produce bast fiber and hemp hurd, and then a mix of different screening products. From there, we can further process it or sell it to manufacturers as raw materials to again be made into building products, insulation products, textiles, composites, bioplastics, the list goes on and on. So what we've been doing is working for the past several years to really create that whole supply chain from farmers to manufacturers to consumers. So we have commercially produced now about 40,000 bales of hemp that is now at our facility in Lamont or Bruderheim or ready to come to the facility. Now we're to the point, actually, we had some really good news this past week. We've now reached over $8 million in private capital financing. Our goal was 8.8 to reach our bank financing conditions. So we will be back to construction and finishing our new facility here in Bruderheim, just northeast of Edmonton, right after Christmas. So our goal is to actually be into commercial production in our new facility by this spring. Currently, we're operating out of a lease facility just down the road in Lamont, where we are now processing our baled material We're producing about 20 to 50 tons per week right now, exporting our products now all over the world to US, Turkey, Romania, India, Bangladesh. The global market for industrial hemp is limitless. So when you're talking about supplying manufacturers like Bombardier or Levi's or Lululemon, their demands are very large as far as volume. So we're just really at the tipping point for what we think is a huge market opportunity, not only in Alberta, but really across the Canadian prairies. We use hemp as a feedstock, and really we're just trying to produce a large amount of biomass for the cheapest price we can. And because we have long daylight hours in the northern parts of Alberta, we have a very distinct environmental advantage compared to a lot of places in the world where we have 18 hours of daylight in the summertime. You go down to Colorado, they have 13 hours of daylight in the summertime. That extra 5 hours of daylight growth produces a lot of biomass growth. So we can produce a very large amount of product for a very cheap price and be able to process it and get into the hands of consumers. So from that, we have now signed over $10 million in offtake agreements from getting our samples out to these larger manufacturers in a wide range of industries. From there, we look to expand our processing lines after the 2 that will be implemented here this spring. We have a lot of proprietary information that we are looking at patenting, from degumming and cottonizing processes to harvest equipment, as well as different decortication equipment. I could talk for hours and hours about our business model, but in 3 minutes is tough. So I'll sum it up here, and I'll let anyone ask any questions from here.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, there's some really amazing things when it comes to hemp, and truly it's the center of a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if we have time for questions at this point, but definitely stick around and go into the Discord, because I'd love to have you talk more with people. We're doing textiles. We've got some great things going on. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I want to learn more about your business, Aaron, but you actually spent almost the entire 5 minutes. I didn't even realize. Talking about your business. That's okay.
I thought that was like 2 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. Let's move questions to you on Discord, and we'll just go on. Thanks so much, Aaron.
Thanks. So next is VEXSL with Cole. This is some really cool stuff. Love this. Is going to just come at it from a completely different angle. I love it. Go ahead, Cole. When you're ready, you can share your screen, and off you go.
Thanks, guys. So, as many of you guys have experienced, shipping a package shouldn't leave you confused and questioning the location, the condition, or the quality of the package. Too many times after shipping a package, you've gone into the tracking app and only to find out that the product is untraceable, it arrived late, or it arrived damaged with no explanation as to why. This costs you time, money, and leaves you frustrated and wondering actually who's at fault within that supply chain. My name's Cole Folliard, and I'm the founder of Veteran Express Secure Logistics. As you can imagine, these problems are all too common in most supply chains, especially once the rise of the COVID-19, it's exposed vulnerabilities within these supply chains. Business shipping climate sensitive, high risk and high value products such as pharmaceuticals, cannabis, vaccines, and many more are exposed to a higher risk of injury to personnel, product damage, robbery, theft, just to name a few. This is due to the fragmented and poor logistics practices, inaccurate and outdated tracking systems, improper equipment and handling procedures. VEXSL's created a new category of smart secure logistics that merges the security of the armored car industry with the high volume transport of the general freight industry, and employs a two-man crew with a minimum of 1 military veteran in every single shipment. We're developing a proprietary secure operating system that manages, monitors, and provides protection both physically and digitally during the transportation and storage of the climate sensitive, high risk, and high value products. Some of the core benefits of the ChainTrack SOS are smart warehousing capabilities, detailed chain of custody events, data analytics to the customer's fingertips, and a customer user interface for real-time inventory management and quality monitoring purposes. Purpose-built, secure, smart fleet, and climate controlled, including humidity, temperature, chain of custody, and light control. Imagine a world where businesses have access to a nationwide secure supply chain solution that offers protection of their physical and digital supply chain under one secure operating system that provides absolute quality control, fraud prevention, and that provides while promoting safety and security within your communities. VEXSL right now is raising equity and debt right now. We have a $3 million raise that we're doing currently as we speak. We're generating revenue right now. Trucks are on the road. The warehouses are going up, and essentially we're building this nationwide system and service to offer the general public. Thanks for your time, guys.
Cole, great job. Looks great. This is some really cool stuff. I mean, basically all the high risk things that are moving around the country, and you guys are owning it. There's so much more. You've got to talk to Cole about some of the things that they're doing and how to deal with these supply chains. And not only the tracking, but also the way that things are coming together for, I don't even have enough time for going into questions on this, but Zach, you got a question on this? I know you do. You always have good questions.
Well, Cole, tell us what part of that supply chain you own. Like, you have your own warehouses and trucks and
Yeah.
all the technology?
Yeah, so essentially what we're doing is currently to date, all the technology that's developed for supply chain efficiency and basically, that inventory management is done by a technology company, but in very, very few circumstances can they control how the product is handled, who handles it, and that chain of custody of events, right? So even you could have the best technology in the world. A lot of you guys in your great cannabis businesses, you guys can, put all this implementation into growing the product and delivering the product. But again, if the product isn't handled within its life, within the supply chain properly, and, we're maximizing terpene, damage prevention, that kind of stuff, right down to pharmaceuticals and vaccines and the sensitive natures of a lot of these different industries and what they're moving. What we've developed is that digital supply chain and that physical supply chain. And we've merged the two in a nationwide service that kind of runs parallel to the existing, general freight industry.
Are you ready to start delivering vaccines for Canadians?
Yeah, we actually, although we have a small fleet right now, there's always a little bit that we can help out with, especially during these crazy times. There's a maximum, there's way more product being moved around than we have enough trucks for in the country. And I think there always can be a helping hand, especially with a little bit of security added onto it. So.
Yeah. Okay.
My partner's had a little bit too many beers, and so he's sharing some funny gifts now. You can go and check out the great things that happen with packaging. Okay, so we're going to move to the last pitch here with David, and here's the great thing about it. So I don't know if you saw this, but we've got kind of the retail end with kind of Demir, looking after that kind of stuff. You've got the big data with Michael and everything coming there. You've got the shipping going on with Cole. And you've got, kind of hemp supply and some of the growing aspects of the Canadian Rockies with the Aaron. And now we're going to go to some really high quality recreationals with David. Go ahead, David. You can. Well, you're not sharing a screen, are you? Where's your kids?
I stuck them in the garage. We'll see how long it lasts. No, they're just hanging out here in front of me. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, no deck. I wouldn't be able to manage both because I got the rugrats. My wife had to jump in. She works in medical and she had some patients to deal with. So basically, my name is David Schwady, CEO of Premium 5. Premium 5 is a products company. We started out in last year. My background, I was the lead product developer for Aurora Cannabis. All the Aurora products you see on the shelf today, me and a small group of people developed them. We spent night and day getting that stuff out to market, and we got all these cool pictures in the back of trucks that I picture will be in textbooks in the future. And eventually the beast got old, and we weren't passionate about it anymore. And that's, for an entrepreneur, that's death. So saw a hole in the market and decided to jump out. We put all our money on the line, me and a couple other guys, to start a concentrates company, the Whiskey of Weed. I had an entrepreneurial background. I started up Virtual Gurus. It's done really, really well. It's an online virtual assistant company. I sold my position a while ago. I started a tax app company. So I had a lot of experience and was able to take those learnings and do really well. So we shipped our first product in June. We produced dabs, live resin. It was the first live resin in Canada, first live resin vapes in Canada. And we started shipping in June. We're national. The only province that we're not in right now, I think, is Northwest Territories and Quebec. And so shipped in June. To date, we've got about $9.5 million in revenue. We're profitable. We're one of the rare companies in the space that's profitable. We built this thing backwards. We got distribution before we did anything. We built a Roman army of SKUs. We got over 60 SKUs in market. Our closest competitor has 7. And our category is just starting. We're 2% of the market. Premium 5 has over 55% of the shelf space in the country. We're about to launch a new brand called Rad, really awesome, dope, 80s throwback, nostalgia brand. Think hot tub time machine, poofed up hair and fluorescent get-ups. And then we've got some really interesting stuff happening in January. If you've been following the cannabis space, you've seen us probably pop up a little bit here and there. Yeah, I guess stay tuned. We're looking for more for support. We're a contemporary brand. If you want to get in, try high-end product and quality, clean products, give it a try. We're in most stores. Check us out on Instagram, Premium 5. And outside of that, we like to connect with everybody, leave no stone unturned, and we're open door policy. We'll talk to everybody, and we're not like the rest of the cannabis companies where, you know, you can't get a meeting half the time. You can call me directly. I'll make time. Thank you.
Great work, David. You've got some big plans. Maybe just share, even with your space, I think you're looking at some pretty cool things going on. Maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah, totally. So in the new year, we're going to be, I think, pretty nestled into some locations where we have facilities that'll be up and running, fully licensed, processing, cultivation, sales. We've been working on that for a while. Like I said, we built it backwards. So we got distribution and everything running with partners. And now we're starting to take everything in-house and just really focusing on increasing our margins. We're profitable already. Now we're going to be doing a lot of the work ourselves and keeping a few partners and essentially just really growing that profitability.
It's great to hear a good story in this space. I mean, you know, Aurora's been dragging the line a little bit, and you've seen it, obviously, got out at the right time and went into this. Kudos on making it a massive splash and seeing some things go forward. Other questions, guys?
Yeah, what is a dab?
Yeah, so dabbing is, I don't know if you've seen those crazy glass pipes. You put product in it and you heat the bottom and you kind of, I don't know, I'll say it, but it kind of looks like a crack pipe, but it's cannabis. It's super clean, it's pure, and it's the highest you're ever going to get. It's, you know, 85%, 87%. It's the best bang for your buck.
Yeah, and Michael's showing a dab in his screenshot right now.
Yeah, so like we've taken it to another level. We have a custom dab pen. It looks just like a cannabis vaporizer. We're making it more mainstream. So everyone's looking to try to modernize and have it be more acceptable. Well, you can't even. Our stuff smells like berries and lemon, and ours are full terpene, full spectrum extracts. You wouldn't even know that it's cannabis because it's so clean and so pure. It smells delicious, tastes delicious. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of time.
I won't complain if my neighbor's dabbing.
No, you wouldn't even notice. You wouldn't even notice. You'd think it was essential oils. It'd be no different.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, guys. I'm so grateful for all of you. I hope for everybody in the world out there watching, this is something a little bit different and some really cool stuff. I mean, these guys are doing big business, doing a national business and really growing and scaling and doing amazing things in technology, outside of technology, and agriculture and everything. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to present it all to you guys today. Back to you, Zach.
Hey, thanks, Colin and Travis. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. And I learned a lot today about the cannabis space I didn't know about. I also The last speaker there, Davis, you mentioned RAD is going to be the next product line. RAD is in fact the name of my very favorite movie from the 80s, and it was filmed in Alberta. It was filmed in Cochrane, Alberta. Cool throwback.
Yeah, we got we know that one, and we were hoping it really connects with people.
Okay, good. All right, guys, what happens next is we all head over to Discord, which maybe you're familiar with, maybe you're not. It kind of has a user interface that looks sort of like Slack. There's both text channels, there's chat channels. We call them tables, trying to recreate a happy hour experience. I know it's not the same as in person, but you can jump through tables, talk to people, hang out, have some fun. So I encourage you to bounce around, and I'll see you all on Discord in a few minutes. Thanks, everybody.
See you over in Discord. Go jump on. It's going to be cool. Ask more questions.